Hi, my name is Diane Bowen, and I am so excited to have you join me in my first block of the month pattern, the Zodiac BOM. This is the first video in a series of videos to walk you through the Zodiac patterns. I want to make sure you are aware of all the resources and tools that I provide to help you be successful as you make the different Zodiac blocks. And of course, the techniques I share here work great in any paper piecing pattern. In this first video, I will quickly walk you through the first pattern of the Zodiac BOM. This is basically the foundation pattern to the series and includes basic information that you can refer to throughout the year. Let's get started. First, let me introduce you to the Zodiac Block of the Month pattern series. The Zodiac BOM contains 12 paper piecing patterns or foundation piecing patterns. One will be released each month of the year. Each pattern is named after one of the signs of the zodiac and will be released on the first day of the corresponding zodiac sign. All of the 12 blocks can be used together to create a sampler quilt, or they can be used individually to make any number of projects, quilts, pillows, bags, etc. To be honest, sampler quilts are not typically my favorite. So to make the blocks more cohesive, I created a lattice design that runs throughout each block and helps to tie the designs together. And just so you know, all of this information can be found in the Zodiac BOM file. I am putting together some video tutorials specific to the Zodiac BOM to help you with each step of the paper piecing process. But if you would like more help or other tutorials, I've included links to other tutorials on my blog. You can find the links here. As you make and finish your blocks and projects, I sure hope that you will share pictures. I love to see what you make. I have links and hashtags to where you can share your pictures included in the pattern. You can also share your pictures in my Facebook group, www.facebook.com/groups/from-blank-pages. And just so you know, if you do want to use hashtags on your pictures, my all-inclusive hashtag is hashtag FBP patterns. For any specific pattern, simply add FBP, which stands for From Blank Pages, in front of the pattern name and you're good to go. One more thing before we move on. I absolutely love designing and creating patterns and sharing them with all of you. I do ask that you do not share, copy, sell, or redistribute any of my patterns in part or in their entirety without written permission from me. This includes my free patterns as well. Instead, please direct your friends and your family to my shop where they can purchase my patterns for themselves. You may use my patterns to create items for sale on a small handmade by you scale. If you are working with others to make and sell items using my patterns, I do ask that each person using the pattern purchase their own copy. I do offer group discounts if you are teaching a class or are in a quilting bee group. Simply send me an email for more info. The next section of the pattern is the fabric requirements. I want to stress here that these are estimates only. The amounts stated are based off the use of the cutting templates, which I will explain more in a subsequent video, and loosely nesting the templates together on your fabric. There is wiggle room, but not a lot. If you are fussy cutting your fabric, using directional fabrics, or use larger pieces of fabric to piece with, plan on using more than what is listed. All of the fabric requirements are on a block-by-block basis. Except for the lattice design, most of the sections do not necessarily carry over from one block to the next. You can find the fabric estimates for the lattice design for the entire quilt here. Now let's take a look at the fabric requirements for a single block. Here are the requirements for the Aquarius block. Included in the table is a key to help you quickly see which fabrics is where on the block. The fabric labels carry over to the actual pattern pieces to help you keep them straight. This means that fabric A shown in the table will be labeled with a number for the paper piecing order, followed by the letter A for the fabric placement on the pattern template, which you will sew on. I will explain this more in a later video. I have estimated fabric requirements into fat 16ths, fat 8ths, and fat quarters. If you see one asterisk behind the amount, that means that while the amount listed is enough fabric, there is very minimal wiggle room. If there are two asterisks behind it, then you will want to round up if purchasing yardage as opposed to purchasing fat quarters, fat 8ths, etc. I include this just in case you're purchasing your fabric from a fabric store that doesn't sell the fat sizes. For example, fabric A in the 12-inch size says you will need a fat 8th. But if you want to purchase yardage, you would normally be able to purchase an eighth of a yard, which is 4.5 inches wide by the width of fabric. But that won't work here because the pattern piece is wider than 4.5 inches. So you will need to purchase a fourth of a yard, which is 9 inches wide by the width of fabric instead. The last section of the pattern is for the coloring pages. Coloring pages are a fabulous resource for planning your quilt blocks. You can print these pages as many times as you want and color away. They are also fun for kids. I love to plan my color scheme and color placement and use the coloring pages as a reference to help me pick my fabrics. They also give me a little extra reassurance that I will be happy with my finished project before cutting into my precious fabric. There is one coloring page for the entire sampler quilt. There is also one page for each individual block. These pages include one larger block as well as a specific block on a 4-block repeat, which is great for mini quilts or pillows, as well as a 4x5 block repeat pattern, perfect for quilts. Or you can use these as a quick way to try a lot of design possibilities for a single block. I really want to thank you for watching my video. I hope that it was helpful and I hope you find this pattern to be a good resource. Stay tuned for more videos as I walk you through the individual patterns and share with you more tools I love and the techniques I use to paper piece. Happy quilting and happy creating!